Welcome to r/relationship advice. Today we have two more stories to share. Both deal with a woman asking for an open relationship. Story number 1. My girlfriend, 25, recently asked me if I, 26, would be okay to open up our relationship, and I don't know what to think. So, here it is. My girlfriend and I have been together for about 1 year and 3 months now, and before getting together we discussed about polyamorous and open relationships. At first, we seriously considered an open relationship, but things went on, and we just went for a classical exclusive relation. The thing is, that those last months she felt quite bad, and had a case of depression, and I had the impression she became more distant. But we figured it out, and everything went back to normal. But then she told me that she spoke with her therapist and realized that she was following a pattern. She finds someone, she falls in love, and after a while, she just feels the need to flirt with someone else. So she does, and then she grows attached and falls in love, etc. So, because she loves me and don't want us to fall apart because of that, she asked me how I would feel about opening our relationship so that she could indulge her need for seduction, but with rules to prevent her from growing attached to other people. And it scares me a lot, because I really want her to be happy. I really want us to be happy, and I don't see how I could be entitled to forbid her to do what she wants, especially when I will probably have to move to the other side of the country we live for an internship for the next 6 months. And won't be able to come back to our hometown every day, nor every weekend, more like 2 or 3 days every 2 or 3 weeks. But the thing is, I don't see how that's supposed to break the pattern, because in my opinion it's just doing the same thing, except that I would be aware of it, and I don't see how just agreeing on some rules would prevent her from growing attached and eventually falling in love with someone else. I'm also really scared that it would just make me more and more jealous, eventually leading me to be very toxic and making me destroy our relationship. So, I'm asking those of you that are in open or polyamorous relationships, how did you open your relationships? How did you feel about it? Did you put rules? If so, what are they? How can I know that I'm ready? Thanks for having read all this, and please, excuse me if you spot some mistakes. English is not my mother tongue. Edit, please read this before commenting, as I'm reading this myself. It appears that as this post is currently written, my girlfriend appears kind of naggy. Let me clarify, she is absolutely not. She cares a lot about me and my insecurities, as I'm also seeing a therapist for my trust and lack of self-esteem issues, and it is absolutely not an ultimatum. She said multiple times that she cares about me and my opinion and doesn't want to go on with that without me agreeing to it. She does care about my feelings and my self-esteem, and also said that if we choose to open our relationship, she's ready to let me try first. We definitely agreed that we won't take any decisions without thoroughly discussing the matter. While I'm really grateful to every single person that takes time to give me a piece of advice, the question was specifically aimed at polyamorous couples, or people currently, or that have been, involved in those kind of relationships, because I'm asking myself a lot of questions about it, and in need of advice on how to handle the talk, and, the most important, how to know/assess if I'm ready for it. Here's the first comment. If that's not what you want, then say no. Be prepared for her to potentially end the relationship though. Here's the next comment. Breaking a pattern generally doesn't involve doing the same thing again and expecting different results. Besides, you're not on board with this. You make your concerns clear in the post. Ultimately, an open relationship can only work if both partners are on board, and more to the point, willingly on board. Feeling compelled to do it for fear of losing a partner isn't the same as willing. Being realistic, it's better to let go. If she needs to be with other people, end the relationship and spare yourself the heartache of being cheated on. Here's the next comment. Open relationships only work if you are in a good place and both feel comfortable with the decision and want the same. Otherwise, one person is basically just going to feel like crap. In this case it would be you. Sorry to hear this, but you should certainly not agree to it, unless you also want to do it. Good luck. Here's the next comment. My ex-wife said this kind of stuff. There's a reason she's my ex-wife. If you want a monogamous relationship, then this relationship has likely run its course. She's got her needs, you've got yours, and they don't line up quite the same. Here's the next comment. She gets validation from other people approving of her. She's won your validation, so now it won't fill that void, so she needs it from somewhere else, somewhere new to get that same feeling. It's all driven by insecurity. She only feels as good as other people value her. That's her issue, but you staying here will likely lead to heartbreak on your part. It's okay to realize you aren't compatible. Story number 2. 21-year-old male says, my girlfriend, 20, just asked to have an open relationship. When I told her I wasn't comfortable, she said she'd stop seeing other people. Let me start off by saying I have a really good relationship with my girlfriend right now. We started dating in February, a bit before quarantine started. She and I almost always get along, and when we disagree, we are able to work it out relatively easily. We've really had very little problems, so when I said she had something pretty serious to talk to me about, I was fully expecting the conversation to go smoothly as usual. She brought up that she wanted to have an open relationship. Honestly, the question took me by surprise, since I never would have guessed from anything else. It kind of took me by surprise, since she hasn't mentioned anything like this before. I told her honestly that I wasn't comfortable with having an open relationship. She was confused and asked why, so I explained that I'd just be worried about how far she'd be taking it, and I don't think that doubt would be healthy for us in general. She then proceeded to tell me that she thought going into the relationship that it would be open, but that she would stop hooking up with people now. After she said that, I was pretty clearly upset. So she tried to say that I didn't make it clear enough that I didn't want an open relationship. Honestly, I feel really betrayed. I'm not even sure if she actually thought that we had an open relationship, or if she just wanted to have this conversation now to cover up the fact that she's been cheating on me. I'm really conflicted about what I should do. Should I cut her off, or should I just acknowledge that it was a mistake and hopefully just move on? Here's the first comment. She's cheating on you. Throw the whole woman out. Here's the next comment. She's gross. She knew you weren't okay with it and is using this as a weird way to pretend like she's innocent. Go get tested for STIs. Here's the next comment. So, she cheated on you. Her excuse is bullcrap. No one just assumes they are in an open relationship for 10 entire months and never says a single word about it and just starts banging people. I would definitely cut her off. She lied and she put your health at risk without you knowing. Here's the next comment. She's lying. If she thought you were already in an open relationship, she wouldn't have needed to ask for one. She's been cheating since the beginning and tried to cover her ear by asking to open the relationship. Here's the next comment. This does not make sense. If she thought you were already in an open relationship, then why did she ask for your permission? She has been cheating on you and was feeling guilty, or perhaps becoming attached to one of her others. You deserve better, so show her the door and move on with your life. You decide how people treat you by what you accept. Here's the next comment. If she thought it was already open, then she wouldn't have asked you about it. She's been cheating on you and was probably feeling guilty and wanted to somehow justify it to herself and you by pretending she didn't know what was going on. Break up with her. She doesn't deserve you. Here's the next comment. Call me old-fashioned, but I'd always assume a new relationship to be closed by default unless discussed otherwise. Sounds like she's been cheating on you, but justified it with some very clever mental acrobatics. Here's the next comment. I say cut your losses. Will you even trust her from here on out? Did you feel like you were monogamous? It has been almost a year, and both of you were on very different pages. I'm not liking that she stated she was unaware that you were not in an open relationship. Here's the next comment. Not only is she cheating on you, but she's been cheating on you during a pandemic. Go get tested for STDs and COVID. I'm so sorry. Thanks for watching.